The PBA took a short break, but some teams did not stop making moves in their try to get better. Two major deals went down over the weekend as a couple of superstars found their way to new homes. Ray Parks is now a TNT Katropa after being traded for Don Trollano, Anthony Semerad, and the 2021 first-round pick of TNT. After spending his entire career, though, for the Alaska Aces, Chris Banchero, the other superstar that we were talking about, is now a Magnolia hotshot pambansang manok as he was sent there in exchange for Rodney Brondial and Robbie Herndon. Chris Banchero and Ray Parks are two top talents in the league and will now see action for new teams. Very excited to see how they will be able to build chemistry. Because we're at the tail end of the elimination round already, they will have to work double time on making sure that they play well with their new teammates.
Absolutely, and as much as we'd like to look at the short term, we all have to realize that they're also building for a longer run of success in the league, and these moves could well cement that. Now, moving on to another rookie, the results are out for Robert Bollocks' MRI, and unfortunately, it's bad news for him in the Northport Batang Pier. The super rookie has torn his ACL and will be out for the rest of the season. The third overall pick of the 2018 PBA Draft has been spectacular for the Batang Pier. He also made a lot of noise in his first year in the PBA. He even turned heads playing for Gilas Pilipinas in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Unfortunately, his first year in the league has been cut short. All the best to Robert Bollocks. We all know just how tough it is to miss time on the basketball court, and the Batang Pier will surely miss him.
Of course, Robert Bollocks has been solid so far in the Governor's Cup, even though, his performance took a dip as compared to what he was pulling off in the Commissioner's Cup. We're hoping that it's a successful surgery, and we're hoping for strength and guidance as he prepares to make it back to the PBA. He will miss out on a few months, but we're sure that he will be raring to get back into action. Now, let's talk about a guy who has never missed a single game in his entire career. Last season, LA Tenorio made history by breaking the record for most consecutive games played. And at 35 years old, the General is still hitting milestones in his career. And in their game against Blackwater, Tenorio became just the 7th player in league history to hit 1,000 three-point shots in his storied and successful career. But that was not the only feat that he accomplished, as in that same game, he also became the 7th player in history to reach 800 steals, 2 achievements in one game, a victory for Barangay Ginebra against the Blackwater Elite. Overall, you could call that a successful day for the General LA Tenorio.
It's not bad. I'm sure that he'd like that day. And, it's always great to see him accumulate all these accolades, especially because, it's such a tough task to be able to come in and game out and perform well. And the consistency that he's been doing that has been amazing. He is someone to emulate, especially for the next batch of PBA hopefuls who have come to test their luck in the upcoming draft. A handful of Fil-Foreign players have already applied for the annual selection among the early enlisters. Are Roosevelt Adams, Sean Manganti, Troy Reich, Frankie Johnson, Vince Tolentino, and Adrian Wong. All of these guys have showcased their skill in the PBA D-League. Now it's time for them to take that to the next level and translate their abilities in the PBA. Always exciting when we have new blood coming into the league, and high hopes for these guys as well.
And that you have a talented batch. Very excited as well to see Roosevelt Adams finally punching his ticket into the PBA. Marcio Lassiter play alike a little bit. We've seen enough of him with the Go for Gold teams. We've also saw him in the PBA D-League. Surely he will transition well, along with the other Fil-Foreigners, to the PBA. Now, for the final item of our first 5, new team, new role. When Christian Sanhardinger was with the San Miguel Beermen, he was forced to play behind Junmar Fajardo most of the time. But when he was traded to the Northport Batang Pier, it was like being freed. And the Phil German did not waste any time in showing what he can do. He led his team in minutes, and he also exacted revenge against his former team, as he wasn't shy in saying that he did that to prove that the Beermen made a mistake in trading him away. Perhaps his selection as PBA Player of the Week is proof that, maybe they should have stuck it out a little bit more with Christian Sanhardinger.
Well, you mentioned it a while ago that it was like he got freed after playing behind Junmar Fajardo for a very long time, which would always be a tough task. Yeah. It's like It's like when you don't eat rice for 6 months and then the first day afterwards, bigla kang nag-extra rice because you did not realize how much you missed it. But you know what? That's it for your first 5. Don't go anywhere. Shoot around. We'll be right back.